Hey folks, Jonathan here, out in the woods, getting ready to do another rescue on a couple of Fords here. And I know I'm not a Ford man, most people know I'm not, but sometimes you can't pass up a deal when you find it. But we're going back up here and I'll show you more. Okay folks, we are here to pick up two Fords, and this is a Falcon Futura, and I think it's about a 63. This was the sort of the parts car, which I guess it's probably fixable. It's got a dent in the front left fender. Definitely needs some floor work. Bucket seats and a console. It's got a 6-cylinder engine. The engine's been taken apart. But this is more of the parts car. Pretty rough there in the front. I think the hood is separated from the, hood's separated from the skin. I mean, that's something that could be put back together, but that's really not what I'm here for. I bought it, but just for parts. It's a 4-lug car, 6-cylinder of course. So here's the one I want. This is a 63.5, and this is actually the first of the V8 cars, the 260 V8, and they claim that this thing is just like a Mustang, basically, with different sheet metal. And this is the first generation of Falcons, and like I said, they all of them had a 6-cylinder up until about 63.5, and that's when this started. So this is the later production, and the car's not that bad. It looks bad, but it's not. It's bucket seats. Now, according to the serial number, this was a 2-speed car, a Ford-O-Matic, but I think the guy that actually had this, he's passed away now, but they actually did a little bit of racing and playing around in it. So it's got, of course, a clutch pedal, and you can see where they got the floor cut out, where they had either 3-speed or 4-speed in it. But of course, this is a Falcon Futura too, but I think they called this the Sprint. And something kind of funny on this one, you know, I remember in the 60s they used to move the rear ends forward, but for some reason this rear end was moved back, and his son had actually told me about it, and I don't really know why, but we're going to find out why, or find out how they done it anyway. It's not too bad. Pretty nice body style. The hardtop to me looks a lot better than the post car. And I'm sure it may need a little bit of floor work. I see a little bit in front of the seat there, but this car, you know, really not that darn bad. It's pretty solid, and so we're going to try to get this thing out, which is going to be another fun job. It looks like. Got a tree in the way here and a bunch of trees in the way here. I think what I'm going to do, I may have to try to hook to it and actually spin the front end around this way and drag it out. Alright, let me get something set up here, and at least the trees aren't grown up through it like they are with the truck there. I'll show you it. I think Alex from Low Masters is going to buy this truck here. But you can see the tree growing around the frame and definitely growing around that axle. That's going to be a fun one to get out. Just a 48, 49, F1 Ford. Alright, let's get her. I like the little Nerf bar, the little bumper. And that panel looks like they made that. So I think if we winch the front end around, we can maybe get this, keep this tree off of it. Alright, we'll get hooked up here and I'll show you more. There's another one sitting in the woods. Figured I'd show you. I think it's old Plymouth, two-door sedan. I mean two-door coupe, I'm sorry. Anyway, I got to pull that one out of there for a friend of mine. So we'll get it later. Shut the truck off so we can take a look at this thing since we got it up. That rear end, I guess it is back a little bit, but it's got a big 9-inch in it. Got some big shackles on it, and then I even seen some overload springs on it. And you know, it looks like that this back half, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it looks like it's all galvanized. All the main frame and the mounts. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, this all looks galvanized right here. And once you go up, and then it goes into the steel floor, but you can see the difference in it right here. And the floors really don't look bad at all. They're pretty solid. They just a little bit of rust on them, surface rust. But you know, the quarters got some problems, you can see. And I'm not sure what they've done to move this rear end back, but he claimed it was. It sure looks like it. I don't know if they just changed the springs out or what they've done. I don't know how that would give you any advantage at drag racing, but I always thought that they moved them forward for that. But anyway, it is what it is. I like the color. It was actually original, like a light beige. And she said it looked yellow, the lady I bought it from. And now she drove this thing back in early 70s. And she said she got 3 tickets in it in 1 week. But when they did have it on the road anyway. We got something living there, or was living there. Alright. Headliner's gone. We'll get her cleaned up. The reason I bought this thing, or one of the reasons I bought this thing, was first to save it because these things was going to go to the junk man, I'm sure. And the other reason is I've got a perfect running 302 at the house, and I've actually got a 5-speed. And I've got an overdrive too, but I mean, I've got a 5-speed I'd love to put in it, but I just like to put some wheels and tires on it, get the, you know, just clean it up some, get the brakes right on it, and get an engine transmission in it, and you know, we may use that as a one-day build. You know, you never know. I've got a, you know, it came with a title, so that was the one of the important parts. But rockers are really good shape, so you know, it's got its share of rust, but it's not rusted out real bad. Well, I never looked at the trunk. I don't know if the gas tank's in the way or not. Of course, from what I'm seeing, it's not real bad. I'm real surprised. It could be worse. Like I said, I think that's all galvanized, or part of it's galvanized. So they was thinking about it, and I doubt that trunk's bad. I think most of what we've got rust-wise is just cosmetic. But like I said, we're going to get the other one loaded up too and get it out of here. My hood, I'm afraid to look at it. I'd say she's pretty rough. Might have been used for a sled too. Yeah, not the worst I've ever seen. Not like that other one, separating. But nothing a wire welt or a little sheet metal wouldn't take care of. You know, we're not trying to build a dream car here. We're just trying to put stuff back together. Looks pretty neat though. I don't know if I like it rear back or not, but we'll see what they done. Maybe they changed the springs. But all right, let me get this thing home and we'll get the other one out. I gotta get her strapped down first. Show you more. I noticed another thing here. The trunk lock had a little emblem here, and then you'd flip it up and there'd be a trunk lock there. It's been bondoed over years back. It's missing, so anyway, who knows? Figure out how to get in the trunk, I guess. Maybe from the inside. Alright. Okay folks, we're back for round 2 here. Get this second one out of here till we get her loaded up. Get them home. I got wheels and tires on the other one already before I unloaded it. I'm going to wash it up a little bit, and then I'll show you again what it looks like, and then we will see if we can get a video posted tonight. I hadn't got any on in a while. I've got a bunch started and just hadn't finished any of them, but all right, show you more. Okay folks, of course I told you I had the wheels and tires on the ugly duckling here. It's yellow, so I guess that's what we can call it, but don't look too bad. You know, it's got its share of problems, but you know, a lot of it's just cosmetic. But we got a little bit of rust on that quarter, you know, a little on the other side, some rust on the front of that fender, and there's one place that has a hole in the floorboard. Besides that, that floor is pretty darn good. You can see the rockers are good on it, so it's, you know, it's not as bad as it looks. And no major surprises cleaning it up. I found a couple places Like right here, we got a hole. It's going to have to be fixed, but not a problem. Interior, you know, shot. We're going to, you know, clean it all out and do something with it. Low back bucket seats, I do like them, and might see about, you know, getting some covers or get somebody to recover them. We got a center console in the other one we're going to use the other car for parts. We just don't have enough without it. We're going to use this front fender section. We'll cut it off and use it as a patch panel. Console out of it and a few other parts here and there, but you know, this car's pretty rough, and about, you know, the other one is too, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's just that body style. It's just don't look nearly as good as that, as the Sprint or the Fastback or hardtop, whatever you want to call it. This looks more like Granny's car. But I don't have any bumpers, but I do have the apron that goes in behind it. And right here, we'll straighten this grill out, get it good and straight. It's not anything missing on it, so you know, it'll pull right out. We'll just have to take time and play with it a little bit, and we can actually make it look pretty good and polish it up. And I've got the headlight bezels, and got enough to make it look decent on the front. You know, just don't have the bumpers. We're going to go ahead and get that 302 and the 5-speed, and we'll probably swap the rear ends out because this rear end's a little wide, and of course they moved it back. We're going to see what we can do about putting that back where it needs to be. And I don't know whether they just moved the rear end on the pins or if they actually put different springs in it, or what, you know, what the deal is, but we'll figure it out. Not quite sure why they've done that, but I mean, I know they did drag race it a little bit. Nothing, you know, just amateur playing around. And it's still got the V8 mounts, and it's, you know, it's not real bad. It's not rusted out real bad up here. Got one place there where the batteries sit, which is normal. Everything I mess with seems to be that way. Somebody stole the wires off of it, and so you see they had an old fuel pressure regulator on it. So I don't know what he was running, you know, engine wise and stuff, but you know, they cut the wires here. Somebody stealing copper, I'm sure. I'm just glad they didn't break the windows out. I mean, that's, you know, I don't mind it as much as I would if they'd have knocked the windows out. So, all right, just wanted to show you what it's done, and we'll maybe throw something in this thing and get it rolling. Okay, folks, I want to show you something else about this car. You look at this sticker, 7172. North Carolina, you had to have inspections up until just I think 4 or 5 years ago. So that's when this car was last on the road. And actually, I found a registration in there that 1972. So this thing was only 9 years old when it was parked, and so I don't know what it's showing for mileage. 85,506 or 76, which possibility it could be original miles, but you know, the front end and stuff seems to be in really good shape. There's not a lot of built-up oil and grease and stuff. I cleaned the end, you know, under the hood out. Like I said, that's the only rust there is in it, and everything else is really solid. And you know, there's not a lot of grease packed up on everything like you see a lot. But all right. All right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.